And welcome to part three. Once again, I am Mike Lloyd here from the Boudoir Guild, interviewing my friend Emily from Bronze Palms. She's a phenomenal business owner and just an all around great human. And pleasant turn of events here. She does a little bit of interviewing back to me in this show, especially in part three here, which I was not prepared for, but very excited about. It was a wonderful, wonderful surprise. So we are so stoked to bring you part three, the strong, strong finish to this epic conversation all about business. Enjoy.
I was going to ask you like how you leverage referrals. Do you like lace your referrals into emails, or is that more like word of mouth type stuff?
Originally, I did emails or asking in my Facebook group for people to refer me. I'm going to share a $1 million secret with you. It hasn't added up to 1 million for me yet, but it will. Gift certificates are magic. When my clients join the Black Label Club, when they buy that expensive package, they get 2 gift certificates. They can use them both. They can give them both away. Keep one, share one. And I know when they tell their friends about this, because they've already told their friends about it, I invite them to bring friends to the reveal. They give their well-qualified friends these gift certificates who come in and then buy Black Label because they want to go to the same cool events their friend gets to go to, and it just grows. So that's been my most successful referral program so far. They're paying more money to send me their friends.
That's ideal. How did you think of that idea?
I heard of another photographer who would offer, if you prepaid for your next session a year out, during the reveal, you would get like half off the session fee. I thought about doing that, but I don't know, something in my brain, again, me not being my best customer, thought they're here picking out pictures now. I don't want them thinking about the next one yet. As soon as they walk out the door, yes, but not right now. But then I thought, well, what if I just include gift certificates in the top packages, as opposed to like you can spend more money today to prepay for your next session, or spend more than the cost of that, and I'll do like a gift with purchase sort of thing. So it's kind of like you charging 15% more to add on 6 cents worth of product. I'm going to charge them another $1,000 and give them a $400 shoot. And I tried it because I didn't know if it was going to work. I thought people might think you're crazy. What do I want 2 shoots for? I don't even have pictures yet from this one, and they all love it.
Would you say that like most of them book it, or would you say it's like every other person?
You mean ones who give the gift cards to their friends or that come back
Yeah,
again?
like
Or
people. Yeah, the people who decide to move forward.
I've only been doing that about a year, and I'd say right now I'm at about 40%.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's still a good conversion. People are then coming back, or you're getting new people to work with, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
you can't get that kind of return on even an open rate
No.
sometimes for email. So
No.
that's amazing.
Right?
That's
So it
amazing.
increases my margin per client, and I'm getting more qualified clients.
Hmm.
So that's a
At a
negative.
lower cost per acquisition.
Uh, it's like a negative cost per
It's a
acquisition.
negative. I was going to say that. Hey, you're in. So I know you go to a lot of networking, business growth, entrepreneurship type events. So how have these events kind of propelled your business moving forward? Because they're not all specific to photography.
No, I don't go to photography events. If I'm not going to
Okay.
get paid to go teach there, I don't go. Not that I feel like I'm above it. I want to learn from people making 7, 8, 9, 10 figures, not people making, 300,000. Like I'm already there. I
Hmm.
want more. I want bigger. And my thing has always been to learn from people outside of my own industry. If I want to talk branding, I'm going to call Brian Smith, the founder of Uggs. If I want to talk, how do I use philanthropy to grow my business? Because I donate a lot of money to charity and do fundraisers throughout the year. I flew to Nashville earlier this year to have lunch with Jeff Hoffman, the founder of Priceline, and he invented that self-check-in kiosk at the airport. So I go to events where people are hanging out, where I can make connections. I don't go to the events to book clients, although usually I do bring my gear, because once people find out I'm a photographer, they're like, oh, well, let me see your work. And they're like, how do I book you? And I'm like, I happen to have all my stuff. And then I'll book sessions there. But generally, I just go to meet people and learn and make connections and see how we can support each other in the future. Different conferences all over the country, just putting myself out there with the kind of people that I want to hang out with and who are doing the things that I already want to do. Not somebody who's trying to sell me their program the entire time I sit there, because I'm not going to pay for that. I've done it. I feel like I know how to smell that now. But going to places where I can actually have real conversations with people.
And not to mention, it's kind of nice to go to different types of conferences where it's a melting pot of well-accomplished entrepreneurs, because we notice that, it doesn't really matter what industry you're in. There are some business practices that are just a common thread, regardless of the industry that you're talking about or the business that you're building. So having that foundation and just hearing a different spin on it could be what really just like unlocks that next new thing for your business.
Absolutely. And you never know what else you can take away. Just the way someone does something in their business, you could add into yours. Like how Priceline got invented. You basically go on and you could get last minute hotel rooms, plane flights, day of, basically at a discounted rate. And the concept was taken from discount grocery stores who get stuff that's about to expire and sell it at a lower price. Well, once a plane takes off, you can't sell that seat. And once the night happens, you can't sell that hotel room. So he took the discount grocery principle and just applied it to the travel agent or the travel industry. And he's a billionaire. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you've met a lot of incredible people who can give some great insight, and they're so credible too. That's super fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure you hear a lot of boudoir photographers talking about how the space is a little bit saturated. Do you ever hear that the space is oversaturated?
All the time.
Yeah. So what would you say to either maybe not a new boudoir business owner, but maybe a business owner who is focusing in boudoir, who maybe is established, has some great clients that they love to work with, has just raised their prices, and is seeing emerging photographers come into the space maybe at a discounted rate? What would you say to them is next for their business?
No one else is your competition. You are your only competition. And I love niche neighbor that you mentioned earlier. That's such a great reframe. I don't compete with anyone but me. A lot of people have cameras, but no one can do what I do. I don't feel conceited saying that. No one looks at people the way I do, makes connections the way that I do. I even teach courses on my lighting and my editing and the way that I pose people. Like I have a book out, like people copy what I do, but no one can do it the way that I do because I am the only one of me. And every photographer is the exact same. So there are other photographer educators out there who have very recognizable styles, and you can tell who their students are because their students' work all looks exactly the same, which is fine. It's beautiful photography. But if you go into this industry and say, I'm going to create art the way I want to create it, and I'm going to speak to people in ways that resonate with me, it's going to resonate with the right kind of audience. And I'm going to charge enough to prove that what I do is valuable and I take myself seriously and that I'm a professional. People are going to show up if you stay consistent with that messaging, and nobody can take that away from me.
Yeah, and you can, going back to what you said about working with or learning from other photographers, and they all have a similar technique, and you can kind of tell their lighting is pretty similar, and the way that they're shooting their clients, the way their clients are posing is pretty similar. I think that's really important because, like there's a difference between like copying somebody and mimicking someone, I think. So like copying is more so like, I'm going to do what they're doing until I feel comfortable, right? That is like when I see similar work, I'm like, okay, that means they're just starting out. They're just trying to get comfortable. They're getting comfortable with their technique and their lighting and maybe guiding their clients through the flow. But then there comes a point where you're mimicking and you add your own flavor, your own spice into the way that you want not only the shoot to run, but the photos to come out. So I think it feels so good once you get to that point. I mean, when we train for spray tanning, we do, it's like a 4-hour class or something. And then you're kind of like on your own. But you don't really learn any of the business stuff. You more so learn technique. You don't really get to know too much about solutions. So you're really kind of just thrown into it and left to experiment. And there are different techniques that you can learn. And then I've noticed that over the last 3 years, our technique is so different to provide a more full coverage. We use a few different types of solutions to accommodate not only the environment and the way the skin reacts to the environment out here, but also like we have, more like mature skin type clientele because they were outside in California their whole life and are now transitioning into, healthier alternatives to tan, which is where spray tanning kind of comes in. So it's kind of fun being able to customize your business. And I think every new business owner is just trying to figure out how they can get to the point where they can customize their business, because when you're just starting out, everything is so new. You're looking at everything for like the first, second, third time, and you don't have that confidence yet. So
no.
Crazy times we're living in.
Right? So I put this outside the door when my clients show up. Your courage got you here. Your confidence will carry you forward. Confidence is just your ability to predict an outcome. And you can't predict an outcome until you've seen enough variables to be able to predict how those variables are going to turn out. And you can't fake it. It's like you can't fake being genuine or authentic. You can't fake being confident. But you can choose to be courageous and go in being like, I don't know what's going to happen during this photo shoot, but I got a light, I got a lens, I got someone who's willing to be in front of my camera. I'm going to try my best and I'm going to learn. Or I'm going to try this new ad campaign or whatever in the business. And then the more you do it, the more you realize, okay, every time I do A, B happens. Every time I do C, D happens. So then you get the confidence, but you can't fake it. You can't learn it. The only thing is to go into it knowing you have no idea what you're doing, but you're going to try and you're probably not going to die because of it. So
fair point. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work. Then you just try something else.
Yeah. And you're like, well, I have 0 followers and no business page to leave reviews on. So no one's ever going to know about any of this. It's a great place to be in, actually.
1,000% to just start over and like wonder what it could be. It's so fun.
Well, as soon as we get these operations up and running, we're going to do it again. So we'll know exactly what that feels like.
1,000%. It's on. Race you to the finish line.
Sweet.
But cheer you on as we go.
So where can we find you if anyone wants to check out what you got going on? If they want to come down and get some glow.
Yeah. If you are local to the Bay Area, you can find me on Instagram. We're instagram.com/bronzepalms. That's BRONZEPALMS, Bronze Palms. We offer spray tans, teeth whitening, and red light therapy. As of right now, we have 1 location in Campbell. You can also check out our website at bronzepalms.com, or you can email us, whatever, however you want to get hold of us.
Definitely. I know you have more locations coming soon, eventually.
En route, potentially. Yes, potentially.
And I'll have all the links down below so you can go check out what Emily's got going on. Because if you want to know what it's like to be consistent posting on social media, follow Bronze Palms, because I see the stories and the TikTok videos and everything all day and think I gotta get my shit together and post like this too.
Thank you. It helps to have staff that is also very motivated to create content and be excited about stuff. That's one thing that's really nice about having staff, is to not be the idea engine of the business. I know you have an external team. They don't work with you internally yet, but or like at your location or your studio location yet, but I hope you're able to bounce ideas off of those people too, because it's exhausting to create all your own stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Emily. This was amazing. We could go on for probably 12 more hours, I'm sure. But it's National Taco Day, and I need to go out and get some tacos.
Wait, I just had a taco. Was that fate?
I think so.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sure I'll see you this week.
Yep.